Okay, here we go. I thought I'd get on here today and give a brief overview of what this channel is about on YouTube and what the reason that we got onto Parler. And that is that the problem with being able to forecast the economy is that when events line up with your forecast and the worst possible outcome starts to unfold, being able to use it to your advantage is where the problem comes. And there's a certain amount of guilt on my part that the population isn't ready for this, but it's going to happen anyway. So the whole idea, I've been off grid for a long time. Before the Homestead here, and before any of that stuff, I was off grid on a woodlot in Missouri, cutting railroad ties for the railroad. So my timing has been off. I mean, the establishment is so vast and has so much power that they put it off with being able to manipulate the currency way more than I thought that would ever happen, and it's never been done in history. So the debt is so much larger than normal economic models would indicate a collapse in the economy. So we're really in uncharted waters here, but it's unfolding, and it's unfolding very quickly. You see what's happening with all of this stuff about the election, and with this this flu thing that's going on and all that kind of stuff. It all has a very specific purpose. Now everybody knows, well, everybody should know, that the establishment, what young folks call the deep state, runs the government. And they always have. And the establishment is like a turtle. And right now, the turtle's got his head and his legs out because they see a clear path to their agenda, which is getting more power, expanding the scope of government. And that's what they want. But as soon as confidence is lost in the government, which is what's happening with all this politics stuff, and all over the world, is that the populations are losing confidence in the government, which causes a loss in the confidence in society. So you see, this will all come crashing down. But as of right this minute, they haven't seen the obstacles in their way, which is the American public. Or in the case of the Eurozone, the European public. They haven't seen it yet. When they do, that turtle, his head goes in and his feet come in, and he's protected. He's still alive and well. In other words, the deep state is still alive and well, but they are protected by their shell, and they just retract, and that's what will happen. But the damage will have already been done. Um, and this is what you have to look forward to. And I really fear for the younger generation. I mean, 25% of small business is gone already. It's not coming back. 70% of all employment is in small business, which means that it has a big chunk of the GDP, the gross domestic product, which means that the government's not going to get their tax money to be able to expand and do all that stuff. So in the meantime, because they're losing tax revenue, they've gone into this modern monetary theory, where they think that they can just print money forever. We've gotten away with it for a while because the United States is a world reserve currency. The US dollar is the world reserve currency. But there will be an end to that. And so it's just crazy. If you read world news, I mean, in France, the hotbed of communism. I mean, that's France is where communism developed initially. Those people are in the streets every day. And Macron, the president of France, he's passing all kinds of laws that you can't identify law enforcement and all that kind of stuff. I mean, this is really a mess. So, this is coming. It's coming across the Atlantic to us. And so we're behind a step or two as far as the evolution of this new world order and this Klaus, what's that guy's name? I can't remember. He thinks he's the smartest man in the world, and he has a lot of money and a lot of clout. Klaus Schwab, I think his name is. Anyway, along with Thomas Piketty, French. It's kind of ironic that the Spanish word for package is Piketty, and that's his name. And he is a package. He's a real bill of goods. Anyway, and he's communist. So, this whole thing, and as Martin Armstrong says, it's a collapse in socialism. And I have a tendency to believe that. As soon as confidence is lost in the government, then all of this nonsense is going to collapse. And, the vaccine is 2 weeks away, for this flu thing, and so they're going to have other things, and there's all kinds of litigation about the elections. So we're just going to have to live with all that stuff, and until it starts showing its effects. There's going to be food shortages worldwide, and it'll affect the United States. Commodity prices will go up, and it's not because the food isn't there. It's not because we're not growing the food. It's because of all these lockdowns that they do. It disturbs the distribution system. So I wanted to make this a short video just to keep you apprised. But you really do need to pay attention, and you do have to have some kind of a plan to protect yourself and your family when this stuff happens. I'll show you what Barb and I do, in the coming videos. But I kind of want to set the tone for this channel a little bit. So I hope you guys have a happy Sunday after Thanksgiving, and until next time, toodaloo.